stay
So
tuned.
just for I guess for an opener, what's been your impression just overall of the group back there through 12 days?
We're working. You know, we're putting in some work. Some days are better than others, but we're working. Taking incremental kind of steps to get better every day.
How do we know when it's a good day? What are you seeing?
It's never a good day, man. It's never for them. It's never a good day. We're always pushing those guys.
Oh, you're tough.
If I ask for it, they'll give it to me. If I don't ask for it, or if I settle for what they're going to give me, then I settle for what they're going to give me. But I'm going to keep pushing.
How do they know if they're starting to break through though?
They won't know.
Feel like you have the competition level within that group to get to where you want to be with those guys?
Yeah. The guys, like I said, they come in, they work every day. They come and work and challenge each other to get better. Kind of grind through some adversity and kind of help each other as we compete with each other. So that's always a good thing. You got that kind of group that's still competing, but willing to help the next guy out to get more out of. So I think we're good. I like the men in the room. I think we're striving to get better on a daily basis. And hopefully we can put together a product that's going to help win a lot of ball games. So.
How many guys could you see playing cornerback this year out of your three?
Hopefully, if we playing right, just two. You know, we kind of put those two in and let them roll, and if they're hot, they're hot. Try not to disturb that. We try not to take a guy that's playing really well out just to get another guy some reps. You got to take your reps, and you take them on the grass every day. And if you're not taking them on the practice field, you ain't gonna get them in the game.
Last year, it seemed like you guys were willing to move. I mean, game to game, it was different. A lot of times, it was different guys out there. Is it you just start fresh on Mondays? And
no, it's just kind of like I think these guys do a good job of understanding ball, understanding defensive concepts and things of that nature. So when you got guys that understand ball and understand my job as well as your job and the ins and outs of your job, in order to get better, then you can kind of flip-flop, kind of put guys in new spots that'll give us the best chance of winning. So that's what we had last year. We had some guys that were smart players that you can put in different spots and then still get production out of them. So we got the same guys here because we got most of them back. So it gives you that flexibility. If we're having an issue in the slot, we have somebody in the room that can fix that issue for us. So I'm excited about that, having the different pieces. You can build it like Legos, man.
There's a lot of pressure on these guys. That's because I mean, they kind of know that you don't like to play a lot of guys if necessary.
Yes.
And the competition is. Are you seeing that from the competition?
Yeah, they know that. They know the room's the room, man. We do a good job in raising the standard, what the expectations are, and those guys just try to hunt those expectations every day. And if we're not reaching them, the guys will say it. And if they need me to say it, I'm more than glad to do so.
How would you quantify how the level of play is raised during your tenure here in the back?
For me, it's probably not accurate, but by the number of picks. Because in order to get interceptions, like my body have to be in the right spot. I have to first get my body in the right spot in order to make a play on the ball. And the more PBUs that we have, the more times our body in the right spot. So now we just got to take the next step and start to step in front of these balls and create some big plays, turnovers.
So is that your first measuring? Is that your first measure? Is turnover takeaways?
Yes, takeaways. How well we can defend the deep ball and take the ball away, whether that's in the air or on the ground. Like we got to account for both areas.
It seems like pretty much every day there's been at least one pick in the live team drills. Have you noticed an uptick at all this year? Is there improvement in that area?
There is. It's never as much as I would like, but it's harder. You know, these quarterbacks are smart. They're accurate with the ball, and then they're in no rush to give us the ball. So sometimes they just throw it away, which is great for the Bees. Horrible for me, as far as right now. But they throw the ball out of bounds and live to play another down. So it's getting tougher.
having Jaden back for another year, what does that mean to just his component, whether it's on the field as a player or just as a leader in the locker room for your group?
He's kind of the guy. He's kind of a big deal for me. He, as well as Alex Austin, they're kind of big deals. So having those guys in here that have played some significant snaps at a high level, they kind of know the standard and history of the program. From the moment that Coach Smith got here to now, they hope they're awesome in the room to have. So I'll lean on him a lot, as do all the guys, but he's kind of the guy that lets us know if we're in the right direction or not.
They talk a lot about kind of brotherhood and being a family on this team, especially in the secondary. Just having that Alton Julian and Rajon Wright having that actual family ties. Does that make it easier for that kind of mojo mantra to be embodied?
It does, because sometimes we're a little bit abrasive in our motivation. So it goes off a lot better when we know that it's coming from a good place. Like, this guy's not just riding me just to ride me. Like, we have some family ties, and then we got brotherhood ties, which makes the kind of pushing of guys a little bit easier.
When Oregon State gets that first takeaway, gets that first pick, and you get to fire that chainsaw in front of fans, what is that going to mean, I guess, maybe not only to you but the players?
That we got a lot more to do. That we can do it, it's been proven. Now let's fire it up a lot more.
Other than Jaden, who have you really seen step up when the group is kind of not reaching their potential in practice that maybe last year wasn't really stepping up in that leadership role?
You got Alex Austin, like I said. Ronald Harge, starting to play some good ball from Keely Arnold. Catan, KT, he's a funny guy. He's starting to play some good ball consistently. You kind of saw it sporadically last year, but he's starting to kind of put it together. Alton Julian, this is his second year in at the position, so he's starting to make some strides there. I love the room, man. The room's good. It's full of guys that we got to lean on heavily in order to be successful in the secondary.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.